Coming up, the court verdict on the son of head coach Fran McCaffrey.
And Iowa football loses star defensive tackle.
The rain leaves Iowa City, bringing in sunshine.
All that and more coming up on this Wednesday morning edition of DITV News.
Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in live to DITV and KRUI 89.7 FM.
I'm Aiden Wirtz.
And I'm Max Von Grease. On September 12th, Jack McCaffrey, son of Iowa men's basketball coach Fran McCaffrey, was officially found guilty in failing to yield to a pedestrian. The trial started August 29th with testimonies from witnesses about the fatal car accident. In the ruling, Judge Mark Neary wrote that McCaffrey failed to meet the requirements of a reasonable driver. McCaffrey's sentencing will take place on October 13th. And staying in court, an update has been released on the Ollie Jonas trial. Ollie Jonas' father, Alfred Jonas, has now pled guilty for helping his son escape. Jonas, a former UI student, reportedly strangled a woman outside the art building West and fled the U.S. to Jordan. He is charged with attempted murder, first-degree robbery, and first-degree theft. Alfred Jonas was arrested at an airport in May for attempting to fly to Jordan as well. Lima Jonas, Ollie's mother, was also found guilty on August 9th for helping Ollie escape. And Aiden, when I walked into the studio this morning, it was a bit chilly, don't you think?
Yeah, Max, it was, but it's definitely sweatshirt weather, and I'm all for it. Johnny is live outside with the forecast. Johnny, what's the verdict on this fall weather?
Good morning, Max and Aiden, and right now I'm currently live outside where the bank sign will tell you it is about 55 degrees. It does feel a little bit chilly, and now the verdict you've all been waiting for. Today will be found guilty of being sunny. We will see some clouds, and there'll be a nice crisp autumn breeze, and it will be 77 degrees. Looking at tonight, we are going to drop down to around 47 degrees, and so if you're going out tonight, make sure to bring a jacket. Looking ahead tomorrow, it will warm back up to a nice 77 degrees and plenty of sunshine and blue sky. Looking at the rest of the week ahead, we are going to see some consistency with it's going to be mostly sunny out. There will be some clouds here and there. Highs will be in the mid 70s to low 80s, and the lows at night will be around the 40s and 50s. There is supposed to be rain on Sunday before the kickoff of the Hawkeyes game, but after that it should be sunny from there all the way up until the end of Monday. And now being live in downtown Iowa City, and with the sun coming out, I noticed there's a new restaurant behind me. I am live here with Hannah Lipsky, who is going to tell us some more about Harry's Bar and Grill.
Thanks, Johnny. That's right. I'm here in front of New Harry's Bar and Grill. Harry's brings new flavors to Iowa City with East Coast inspired sandwiches and New Mexico spices. The restaurant also has a flavorful history. Harry's is named after the owner, Hart Epstein's father, Harry Epstein, who owned a local bookstore in the 1900s. The restaurant features decorations and photos to honor his father's legacy. And outside of downtown, another restaurant is bringing new flavors to Iowa City. A new restaurant named Hot and Roll.
It is a one-man show run by owner Fawad Nawaz, and he serves a variety of dishes that vary from American offerings like fried chicken to his personal favorite, the mixed kebab. He has found early success, garnering a 5-star rating on Google and introducing a new culture to Iowa City. His customer-first approach has made customers happy and kept his standards high.
The customer, they helped me out, and they said, we enjoy your food and we want to see you success, and my priority is making my customer happy, and I like to see them when they are enjoying my food.
He is very passionate in his culture and is thankful the restaurant allows him to share it with others. Back to you, Max.
In cases due to a new Omicron variant, CDC officials now recommend that anyone 6 months and older should receive the new booster shot. Professor Patricia Winokur, who is the professor of internal medicine and infectious disease at the University of Iowa, has worked with COVID vaccines and shared her thoughts on the new boosters.
Understanding of the vaccine platform, we have the understanding of the COVID vaccines. Now we can adapt year by year as we need to. Try and probably target our best guess of the strains that will be most appropriate. Our immunity is not long-lived for this particular virus, and you're going to need boosters.
Professor Winokur believes that COVID requires an annual booster similar to the flu. And the Department of Natural Resources sent out an advisory due to E. coli found at Beach Lake McBride. Swimmers with additional health issues are most likely to get sick.
As far as swimmers risk, these numbers are all based off of the original EPA study, in which 33 people in 1,000 are likely to potentially get sick from some sort of gastrointestinal distress from something that's waterborne. Parasites, viruses, other pathogens, not just E. coli.
The water is contaminated because of bacteria and other harmful contaminants from the nearby watershed. And Starbucks across the nation have been seeing a trend of unionization, all in hopes for better working conditions. Here in Iowa City is one example of this nationwide trend. Daily Iowan assistant digital editor Natalie Dunlap is in the newsroom with more on what this has meant for its employees.
Yeah, that's right, Max. Since unionizing, workers at the Clinton Street Starbucks in Iowa City told me they've already seen improvements in their workplace. Employees voted 25-0 in favor of unionizing in May because of issues with management. This was the largest unanimous vote across Starbucks nationally. The Clinton Street location is one of more than 350 Starbucks to successfully unionize across the country. Paul Iverson, an educator at the UI Labor Center, said since the pandemic, worker relationships have been re-examined, especially in the food service industries, where less than 2% of workers are represented by unions nationally. Before unionizing, Clinton Street employees felt they had to put up with poor working conditions or quit. But because of the new Starbucks union, they feel they can actually change their working environment for the better. Back to you, Max.
Thanks, Natalie. And for more on this story, check out the print story and the DI's newest podcast episode of Above the Fold, all of which you can find on thedailyiowan.com. And a shortage of bus drivers has caused Southeast Junior High School to cancel sports games. Last week, they canceled 6 games due to a lack of bus drivers available to transport students to and from away games. Both the 7th and 8th grade football and volleyball teams were affected by this cancellation, and when asked to comment, the district provided a statement saying, quote, "We will continue to work with Iowa Central, with whom we contract for our transportation services, in order to prevent this from happening again. Our junior high athletic directors are currently working to reschedule the games that we postponed," end quote. And Aiden, that's just so unfortunate for those kids that just want a ball.
Yeah, Max, you just really want to see the kids play. And staying in sports, let's bring in DITV sports reporter Samantha Bielema, who is live outside Kinnick Stadium this morning with some breaking news within the Iowa football program.
That's right, Aiden. I am live outside of Kinnick Stadium right now, where news broke that defensive tackle Noah Shannon would be suspended from the NCAA. As a 6-year senior, he will not be returning back to the Hawkeyes for another season. And he released a statement earlier this week saying, quote, "I want to apologize to fans and everyone who supports Iowa football. I made a mistake then, and I've taken responsibility for it. I'm heartbroken that I will not be able to play alongside my brothers, but I plan to stick with the team and continue to support them in any way that I can moving forward," end quote. And this is a tough loss for the Hawkeyes, as Shannon played in all 14 games last season with 44 tackles and 2 sacks. And that's all from Kinnick Stadium. Back to you, Aiden.
Thanks, Samantha. And while it is unfortunate that Noah Shannon will be out the rest of the season, coming off the huge rivalry win against Iowa State, the Hawkeyes cannot lose their focus on continuing their winning streak.
They got a good tight end, number 88. So we just know how he's going to get involved, knowing how they'll like to use him in space. So definitely got some keys that we will be looking at. and hopefully they do come in here and try to run the ball because, you know, I'll be in the middle of the field most of the game, so that'll be great for me.
I think so many times we're close on things, and we stayed after today, got some extra work in, so those things that we missed on, we're trying to make sure that we don't miss on again.
And Iowa football is looking to stay undefeated as they welcome the Western Michigan Broncos this Saturday. And from the Northeast to the Midwest, two of Iowa's receivers have a...
Nico Regaini and Deontay Vines aren't just teammates. They are from the same state of Connecticut, where playing ball in the Big Ten is a dream come true.
Two guys from a small state, small towns and stuff like that, small cities. It's a dream, man. Like, that's like, we're like probably inspirations for other people back home, just to like show them that you can do this and you could come out here and make it some type of place.
Regaini is a veteran leader for the Hawks and knows just how important it is to be there for his teammates, especially when they grew up just 45 minutes away from each other.
I feel like being from Connecticut, we got to have each other's backs, you know. I feel like the reason I click with Vine so much is because he's just like so many of my friends back home. We like to push each other, and he's a great guy, great leader. He's been stepping up in the leadership category this year. I'm excited for him with this season coming up.
From video games to nicknames, these two are just as competitive off the field.
I just told him he can come to my house and play 2K so I could beat him up on him a little bit and stuff like that, so it's all good. All love all the time.
When I talk about Bubsy, yeah, that's his nickname. If you guys didn't know, we call him Bubsy. I'm probably the best 2K player on the whole entire team, without a doubt.
And we'll have to get an update soon on how that 2K battle goes. And from the gridiron to the cross-country course, Max Murphy has been on a tear the last couple of years. And a couple of weeks ago, he made it into the record books. DITV sports reporter AJ Reister has an inside look of Murphy's career so far.
Last weekend was a historic weekend for the Iowa cross-country team as Max Murphy, Hayden Kuhn, and Miles Shepard all broke the 6K record, but it was Max Murphy who stood above the rest, breaking the record by 13 seconds.
You knew it was going to happen. It was one of those things. He was so fit, so prepared, so dialed in, and been here a couple years in the program that it really wasn't about can he do it. It was like, how fast is this guy going to run tonight?
Just kind of another day at the office, and yeah, I mean, we were excited to go 1, 2, 3 at the meet too.
Max may be one of the better runners to come through the Iowa program, but just a few years ago, he wasn't even a top recruit in his class.
Well, he wasn't highly recruited, and he didn't have the monster marks on the track because they all lost their senior track season due to COVID.
I think Iowa's probably the only Power 5 school I ever talked to.
We had him visit in the fall. The amount of growth in him physically from the fall when he signed to when he walked in the door as a freshman, he grew a lot and just got stronger and stronger and stronger, and has just turned into a phenomenal athlete.
Individually, I think I've grown a lot. It's been a couple steps forward, couple steps back, but I think I've made more steps forward than back, luckily.
After a difficult 2022 campaign due to injuries, Max and the rest of the young squad are ready to bounce back and have a historic 2023.
Yeah, well, we definitely underperformed last fall. We had a couple of untimely injuries and setbacks that we just got blasted in the postseason. On the men's side at the Big Ten meet, we were 7th. I think we've got a squad that can finish higher than 7th. That's where I'm going to leave it, and it's our job to go and show out and see what that means.
I think the team has grown a lot since I've came here. I think we were like 10th in the Big Ten in cross country. For my first year, I think we've gotten better each year since. I think we're ready to improve on that again this year.
After the team finished 5th at the Badger Classic last weekend, they look ahead to the Redbird Invite in Normal, Illinois this Friday. From the indoor track facility, AJ Reister, DITV Sports.
Thanks, AJ. And with a couple of years left before he graduates, I'm sure this won't be the last time we hear the name Max Murphy. Max, there has been a lot of success for the Hawks lately in all sports.
Yeah, Aiden, I knew Max personally back home, and he is a terrific runner, and he's certainly shown out this year for the Hawkeyes. It's really impressive. And just switching up a little bit, National Apple Day may have come early, but it's not the apple that you eat. Yesterday, Apple held their yearly event where they announced the new iPhone 15 and Apple Watch Series 9. The new phone comes in 4 different styles ranging in price from $800 up to $1,200, and Apple is also doing away with their signature lightning cable as the new iPhone 15 will have USB-C charging. Thank you for tuning in to DITV News and listening to KRUI 89.7 FM.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
For DITV News, I'm Max Von Gries.
And I'm Aiden Wirtz. Have a wonderful Wednesday.